everybody, it's EJ from iDesign.com, and I'm here interviewing people for iDesign and Mograph.com, and here I have someone that really needs no introduction. We have Chris Schmidt from the newly formed Rocket Lasso. He just got done. He's fresh off the presentation stage. Let's just start there and tell a little bit about what you were presenting on, and yeah.
Yeah, if anybody's watched my SIGGRAPH or NAB presentation in the past, I love doing tips, tricks, and techniques, just cramming stuff in, and this year I decided to do that, but entirely focused on dynamics. So just tons of dynamic stuff all crammed into 50 minutes.
That's awesome. So, like, one of the things you were talking about was like mode dynamics, and that's something that's been around forever. Like, do you ever find it like just really refreshing to like introduce people to something that's been around for like years and years and years?
One of the main things in Cinema 4D that I love is finding some new techniques, new ways of using something old and something new and combining them in a new way. I mean, honestly, I'm like disappointed in myself that I had forgotten about mode dynamics because they existed one half version before the regular rigid body dynamics. And I just turned them on and it's like, oh my God, there's so many cool features we can do with this that we can't do in regular rigid body. So it's opened up a bunch of possibilities just that by itself. And I stumbled across it while building the presentation. So it gets nuts.
So one of the things is like integrating all of the new R20 stuff. So you want to talk about like what are some of the things in R20 that really helps push that dynamics workflow that you shared a little bit of in your presentation?
Yeah, the two main ones that are just really clear is, first of all, fields. Fields are amazing. They're incredible. They double the power of Mograph as far as I'm concerned. But one of the main things about the new fields is that you can drive things like the vertex tag. And in the vertex tag, you can now drive it with fall-offs and noises, and you can blur things out, you can grow things, and now you can feed that vertex map into all sorts of different dynamic settings, into soft bodies, into cloth, and you break things in different ways. And that would have been impossible to do before, and that by itself has made dynamics more interesting. But the other big thing is we've now got the volume and the volume builder. So the ability to not just model things there, but to create like a low poly version of a model to drive your dynamics and then run it through a mesh deformer. Like, it's so quick to do that. It's so intuitive. It's the low poly, even polygons everywhere. Like, it's like a miracle tool for that. So,
yeah. So, big news. You just formed your own new company. And let's tell everyone a little bit about that, what they can expect from you in the coming months, like maybe a little sneak peek is like what you have in store for everyone.
Sure, yeah, it's really exciting. It's fun, it's scary, but I'm super pumped. There's so much cool stuff that I'm hoping to do.
RocketLasso.com.
Yes, RocketLasso.com, and at Instagram and at Twitter and at Facebook, everywhere. So the first thing we started with is live streams. I've started live streaming again every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Time, where we just take questions from the audience live and try and figure out how to make it, answer the question, make cool stuff. I really love doing that. The next step is getting tutorials out. I've got a whole advanced dynamics tutorial series planned. It's going to take a little while. I think it's the kind of thing I could have like charged for. It's going to be really good, but I just want people to find my website and come hang out. And I've got so much cool dynamic stuff to teach. Today's presentation was just like a little preview of that, so that was like exciting. And then number 3, eventually, is getting some new tools out there. I'm a little more technical guy, so some cool technical, like gritty, get your hands dirty kind of tools in Cinema 4D is phase 3. So, and yeah, just setting that up. I got like a little Patreon set up to help support the live streams and the tutorials as I'm getting some of the other stuff off the ground. And the real goal is to make really cool tools that people want to use and make their lives better. And then the other big giant focus of Rocket Lasso is going to be community. We're building a big community page onto the website once that launches. We've got this already big, robust Slack channel. Everybody's super helpful. Ask questions, answer them. Like, we're going to be having contests and all sorts of like daily and monthly projects. So there's just a lot going on with it.
Now, if someone wants to join that Slack channel, how would you join that? Would you like message you, or how do you get in that?
I mean, right now we got like Rocket Lasso at Slack or however it's set up. I don't know, but as soon as the official web page launches, right now we've got phase 0 of the website. But phase 1 launches, you'll be able to get in straight from the community tab. So right now, if you're in the live stream at all, like we post the link in there. So just join a live stream and you'll see how to jump in right now.
So if someone has a question that they want to ask for the live stream, do they email you? Like, how do you receive questions?
That's actually a really great question and really important to me. I insist on having no foreknowledge at all of what's coming. Like, I have to answer the question live. So while we're live right now on Twitch and YouTube. And if anybody is chatting in there, they can put a link in, and then the link comes in through the chat, and I just go through some links, and we try and answer it like completely live. So if you want me to answer a question, you just come and hang out in the live stream and put the question in there. And I randomly jump around and pick the different ones. And no matter what it is, we try and tackle it if it's at all doable. So.
Well, I think Chris is really doing an amazing thing as far as like community building, and like it's amazing that you're giving stuff away for free too. Like the Dynamic series, he was just over at this workstation like showing me just all these little things that like structural and like all these settings. There's so many settings you don't even know what the heck they are. So I'm like super excited about that. Speaking about things I'm super excited about, it's the day of pinball.
Pinball party.
Pinball party, and one of the things that Chris has gotten everyone into is ducks. We want to talk a little bit about ducks.
Ducks. This is my favorite duck from last year. But, okay, well, first of all, the pinball party, I love it. It's one of my favorite nights. It's really chill. Like, a lot of the nights are really intense, but it's really chill. There's some food trucks. I just love the vibe. It's great. But I'm not a pinball guy. And at the pinball warehouse, they have an old school, completely mechanical claw machine. So it's not like digital, where you turn a little crank, you are physically like pulling cables that move it. So you feel like you're controlling it. And so 2 years ago, I started doing it. We had a couple people, and last year, everybody was trying to get the ducks, and we emptied the machine trying to get every duck. So like hundreds of ducks, and every duck is different in there. We try and get them, and you give each one nicknames, and you have to say to the crowd what you're trying to get. We make sure everybody's in a rotation so that everybody can try and get a duck. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun. We made our own game of it. The day that machine isn't there anymore is the day I don't want to come to NAB. So.
Well, I hope it's still there. They made a ton of money.
Last year, when we were emptying the machine, one of the workers came over with a gigantic trash bag of rubber ducks, and they're like, "Do you want us to refill it?" And we're like, "No, we're going to empty this machine." So I'm hopeful they still have a bunch of ducks for us to get.
Awesome. Yeah. Ducks for everyone. So another thing, big thing that's happening this year for Mograph.com, they just launched as well. We got all these new entities coming in, helping build the Mograph community, which is really cool. Boom. Are you going to Camp Mograph? Do you know about Camp Mograph?
I do know about Camp Mograph. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to Camp Mograph. There might be some Maxon stuff happening that's going to coincide with the timing. So I don't know, but it does sound really cool. I mean, isn't the idea that there's no computers?
No computers at all. So if you don't know about Camp Mograph, it's like basically they rented out this whole campsite with lodges and stuff and cabins in Vermont, beautiful Vermont, good craft beers there. I've drank my fair share. But you unplug. You have little events every day. Like I'm going to do a morning jog, I think, with people, and it's just stop motion and like maybe get little clay stop motion stuff or color theory or no computers whatsoever at all. Daily campfire at night where you have just someone from the industry, like Ryan Summers, I think is going to do a bunch of talks at the campfire. So industry leaders, like you get that kind of access. So definitely check out Camp Mograph, and definitely check out Rocket Lasso. Chris is doing amazing things. I'm really excited to see what Rocket Lasso is going to do. One last time, tell everyone where they can find you, where the live stream's at, and hit you up on Patreon.
Yes. So it's pretty straightforward. RocketLasso.com, Rocket Lasso Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and then same at Patreon. But if you go to any of those sources, you can interlink between all of them.
Your YouTube, Twitch.
Yeah, YouTube. Well, not YouTube yet. I have to have 1,000 people, and I haven't posted any videos yet.
Get those subs on YouTube. Yeah.
As soon as I start posting the videos, then I think that'll be good. That's the first Dynamics one, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, and the same on Patreon, same on Twitch. So yeah, and then live streaming right now every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And in addition to that, there's a second kind of bonus secret stream on Thursdays now if you're supporting on Patreon. And now the idea is I always want all the cool final content to be out there in the world for everybody. So this is more, the idea is that on those streams, it's going to be another 2-hour stream, but they're more long-form projects where we're going to spend, we might do like 8 days worth of focusing on one project and maybe going all the way through a process and making an animation and lighting it and rendering it and having a whole final thing. So any cool final stuff or tutorials or snippets, those will end up in the world. But if you want to be there live, hanging out, asking questions, then that's a special tier and a special bonus stream. So I'm really excited about that as well. It's kind of an experiment. In addition to that, important to note, where I'm going to be having a bunch of guests on the live streams, and EJ is definitely on the short list for joining me there. So
yeah, I might do that. I don't know. See what I'm doing.
So yeah, that should be good. And that'll be really exciting because we can kind of, for those days, it's like, hey, everybody, you can ask any question, but like ask questions in the style of the person that we're talking to. If it's somebody who does interface design, like let's focus on that and have them get to talk about it. So it's going to be, I got Rick from Maxon is going to be a guest. I got you. There's a bunch of cool people lined up. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, just once, twice every year at NAB or, Graph, just getting all those personalities and stuff and be able to talk to them. Like, it's going to be cool to have more of that kind of, community, live streaming kind of stuff going on. So I'm really excited for what you're doing. And thank you for everything you do. And he's one of the best guys in the industry. Super generous with his knowledge and his time. So thank you for hanging out here today. And we're going to be here all week long on the NAB show floor interviewing titans of the industry like Chris here. So be sure to stay tuned. And quack, quack, quack. It's duck night. Get excited. Hope to see you here on the floor. We'll see you in the next interview. Bye, everybody.